Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is July the 27th. There are 5 games in the WNBA for today. We'll go through each one of them. We'll also jump into a quick recap, see what jaXon likes for today, and get you guys up out of here, man. So appreciate everybody for joining as always. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, all that good stuff. And let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it. Yesterday was a pretty good day for myself. 2 plays, ended up adding the Sparks after I saw the comments from Sandy Brondello, sent it out to the members yesterday. 11.5, and Rakia Jackson said, hold them points. We don't even need them. So Sparks did get the win outright against the New York Liberty last night. And then we took the over on Friday night, 173.5. It don't matter what number you got, 185.5. I think it was 200 points scored yesterday. So easy 2-0 day yesterday. Stayed away from that Lynx game. I stayed away from that Mystics game and the Storm. And treated me well by doing so, because I think I would have wanted to take the Storm, and Storm just can't get right, especially off a win. So we moved closer to break even on the season. We're down, I think, 5 units. No, we were down 6 units earlier this week, and now we're down 2.5 units, a little over 2.5 units. So progressing in the right direction. It's a slow crawl, but we'll get back there, man. I told you guys we get back there, and we definitely will. So hopefully you guys made some money as well. Let's go through a couple comments real quick before we jump into it. Prolific says, boy, oh boy, got mollywopped yesterday, 2-1. Still licking my wounds. 2-1, not bad. You made money yesterday, Prolific. Algina says, good morning, Kristen Chat. Went 2-0 in the W last night. Cashed the Sparks plus 10.5, and Azare over her 13.5 points. Good breakdown, my boy. We gaining momentum, seeing the board clearly now. I hope so. It can all be wiped away in a quick instance, Algina, but it does seem to be going that way. Big Russ says Sykes got to come through eventually, right? Yeah, I think so. She has been chilling, though, recently. What up, Brian? He says 2 dogs yesterday under in the Storm, Minnesota. Understorm, Minnesota. They don't play. Understorm, Washington, maybe. He said hit easily. When you talked it out yesterday, you landed on the under, so nice. Let's find it today. Absolutely. What up, LJ? Says Connecticut is the ultimate fade on Sundays, 0-9 straight up, only average 67 points. Brian says Golden State first half. What up, Lock Smith? Says Chris, where you at? I'm right here, bro. We live now. I'm just running a couple minutes late. Van Negro says, I told y'all not to second guess the Mystics. WNBA is about matchups. That's a fact. All right, let's go through a couple more. What up, Big Mar? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Mania in here. Appreciate that, RS. Free Sauce, what's up, my brother? Hope all is well with you. Hope you dominated the card yesterday. Hollis says, I like guards today. Burton over her 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Ari McDonald over 13.5 points and assists. And AT, of course, as always, Tyler likes. Jason says, Lynx third quarter. Going right back to it already. And Prolific says he was profitable yesterday. Stu injury messed up plans. It messed up the over. Perfect segue into jaXon. It messed up the over on her assists. jaXon liked her over 3.5 assists that ended up being a loser. But jaXon did get Shakira Austin right by the hook. She was the play was 14.5 under her 14.5 points. She finished right at 14 yesterday. Jumping into it for today. Let's jump into it for today. So today, same prompt, right? 1 over, 1 under in the WNBA. What are the 2 best player prop bets? We'll start with the over. jaXon likes Natasha Howard over her 12.5 points. It says her recent performance, she's been on a scoring tear, hitting the over 80% of her last 5 games, average of 15 points. Over her last 10 games, she's cleared the line 60% of her games with the average of 13.5 points. Her season average stands at 11.96, but her recent surge is a strong indicator. Matchup advantage. This is where Natasha Howard shines against the Chicago Sky. She has an exceptional track record this season. She hit the over in she hit the over in 2 games against them, averaging 14 points. Looking back at last season, she's also hit the over 100% of her games as well against the Sky, averaging an impressive 15 points per game. Her consistent performance against a specific opponent makes it a high confidence pick. So take Natasha Howard over for the Indiana Fever, over 12.5 points. jaXon likes Kayla McBuckets. Kayla McBride under her 2.5 assists is the underplay here. It says she's shown the tendency to stay under the line recently. She's hit the under 60% of her last 5 games, averaging 3.2 assists, and 70% of her last 10 games, averaging 2.7 assists. Her season average of 3.18 assists with the 68 68.18, so 68.18 under rate so far this season. Matchup and opponent defense. So the Atlanta Dream present a formidable defensive challenge for opposing guards, looking to dish out assists. They rank second. They're the second strongest defense against assists in the WNBA, which significantly favors the under for this prop. Furthermore, Kayla McBride historical performance against the Dream support this pick. She hit the under 100% of her games so far this season. One game she played against them, and last season 4 games she averaged just 1 assist. That's crazy. She averaged 1 assist in 4 games last season against the same Atlanta Dream defense. So the combination of strong opponent defense and Kayla McBride's past performance makes this under a compelling play. So take Kayla McBride under. You can get it at plus 115 is what jaXon likes, and take Natasha Howard over. So those are the 2 player props for today. Check jaXon out. If you guys are interested, there's a 50% promo code in the description of the video. Let's jump into it for today. Double check these lines real quick. We got the Valkyries and the Connecticut Sun up first. I see this line down to 4.5, but it looks like consensus is about 5. Yesterday, this actually opened with the Connecticut, with the Golden State Valkyries actually laying 6.5 points, and the total was 156.5. So total's going up a little bit, just a half a point, and the money's come in on Connecticut to be able to cover this number. The way I kind of think about this game, so we look at the injury report before I start thinking about talking about the game. Monique Billings is out, of course, and then of course they'll be without Kayla Thornton. This will be the first road game without Kayla Thornton. And then Connecticut has a clean injury report. They got Marina Mabrey back in that last game. So this is the second matchup between these 2 teams. Golden State did absolutely demolish the Connecticut Sun the last time that they played, the first and only time that they played, 87-63. They were laying 9.5 points as a favorite. That game did stay under the 154 total. I think that was the first game without Marina Mabrey, and you could really tell. I think it was Connecticut's first Western Conference road game of a long road trip as well. Here's the problem that I have, because I really want to get to Golden State in this game. I just think that Connecticut will continue to be a fade, and I get it. Connecticut's been playing against some really good offensive teams, but I'm just not a big believer in them defensively. I think Golden State should be able to score the basketball even without having Monique Billings, even without having Kayla Thornton. I know that this offense is putrid, it's really bad, but you're not going to find a worse defense in the WNBA than the Connecticut Sun. Here's the problem and what's holding me up. Golden State's not good laying points on the road. They're 3-8 straight up on the road, and now you asking me to lay 3 possessions with them? That's a little tough. This is the first time that they've laid points on the road all season. It makes it tough to want to lay 3 possessions with them. And you also got to factor in the long travel, right? So Golden State just played a home game on Friday, all the way in Golden State, and then they got to fly all the way cross country to get to Connecticut. That's not enticing. Like, that's not appetizing for me to want to lay points with Golden State. But the lower this line gets, the more I like Golden State. I do think that they can win. I think they can cover this number. I think they can smother this Connecticut offense. We've seen this Golden State. We know how good Golden State are defensively. They played in 3 straight unders. They've played in 7 of their last 10 under the total as well. And then for the Connecticut Sun, they are comfortable. This is their 3rd straight home game. But it is the first leg of a back-to-back. They got Seattle coming into town tomorrow. They've also lost 4 straight games, and they have covered 4 of their last 5. So it's a tricky one from a side perspective, in my opinion. But I would be laying the points, and I would be looking towards a Golden State Valkyries team total to go over. You can get an 80.5. I haven't bet it, but that's the way that I want to look at this game. The one thing that I looked at, let me see if I can find it in one of these tabs. Oh yeah, so I looked at the Sun. When they're at home and they're a dog, and typically they're getting a ton of points, right? Like, they've been a double-digit dog a lot of times this season. But if they're getting less than 10 points, and I know the Valkyries haven't been laying points on the road, but if they're getting less than 10 points, if the Sun are 9-point dogs or less at home, they're 1-3 against the spread, and 0-4 straight up. They lose by an average of 11 points. The only game that they covered it was against the Wings. They were getting 4.5 and lost the game by 3. So I kind of, and all the games have gone over as well. They give up an average of 96.5 points in this spot. The Mystics scored 90, the Wings scored 109, the Wings scored 86, and the Sparks scored 101. So I kind of feel like, even especially with the Connecticut Sun's pace, they've picked it up a little bit. You can see that they're 10th. Like, these are updated numbers that you guys see on the screen. They're 10th in pace. They've been the slowest paced team pretty much for the majority of the season. So I kind of think Connecticut It's just a dumpster fire in my opinion. Even with Marina Mabrey being back. Now, speaking of Marina Mabrey, if I'm playing a prop in this game, her 3-point prop was 1.5. It's still 1.5, but it was like minus 114 last night. It's extremely juiced now. I think it's like minus 130. I think her 3-point prop is absolutely live in this game. She hit 2 in her first game back. She shot 8. Golden State allows more 3-point attempts than any other team in the WNBA. I was also looking for her assist because I feel like I can't think of her name, the coach for the Valkyries, but I feel like they will double team her a little bit. And Mabrey's a willing passer. I think her assist prop is absolutely something to take into consideration for today, but I couldn't find it listed anywhere. So Marina Mabrey over her threes. When it comes to Tina Charles, she's been absolutely hooping. I think she could go under her prop because she gets a lot of her points in the restricted area. And the Valkyries take away that. I think that they will continue to take that away, even without having Monique Billings. I think they'll swarm Tina Charles. I think they'll swarm Marina Mabrey and make some of those other players like a Sanaya Rivers have to step up and make some plays. So that's the way I kind of see the game. I think the best look for the game, if I'm playing anything, would be the team total over for the Valkyries. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Let's go. Let's see. What up, Ken? Appreciate you for tapping in. Chino says, yo, top of the AM, finally caught your WNBA show. Chris, appreciate you. I said Chino, Chico, the rapper. Appreciate you, bro. Let's see. Freestyle says, I'm in a conundrum. Tina Charles over 22.5 points plus rebounds. Has only missed 2 games this season at the crib. 8 for 10, but Golden State #1 defense in the paint. So maybe it's just her rebounds, Freesauce. Maybe it's her rebounds. I don't like Tina Charles' points, though. I just can't get there. I know she's been going crazy. I think I looked at it. She had gone over in like, what was it? Like, I think I still got it pulled up. Let's see. So she's gone over her points prop in 4 of her last 5 games. She only listed at 15.5, but this Valkyries defense, like you said, is really, really good, man. They're #1 in restricted area defense. And I think they can slow Tina Charles down a little bit today, especially with Marina Mabrey being back. That's just my thought process. What up, Justin? Hope all is well, bro. Jason said, I got 20.5 minus 112 on Bet365 this morning. Free sauce is up to 22.5. So liking Tina Charles over. I thought about Salon points again, Algina. I don't like that it's at 13.5. I did see that. But I apologize to you guys yesterday because we could have got a 11.5 the other day. I think she's in a really good spot still, though, Algina. I do think that she is going to be a focal part of this offense. She shot the ball 14 times in the last game. I think. Let me just double check real quick. I want to say those 14 shot attempts are the most. So it's I think the second most that she's taken all season. And the shot attempts are up, man. And if she's going to continue to shoot the ball, I think she will be able to score it as well. Yeah, I would play over Algina, over on her 13.5 points. And I think you can get some plus money for Salam to go over 13.5 points. If you could just take her at 15 as well. The last 4 games, she shot 13, 12, 9, and 14 times. And we already know what the Connecticut Sun defense is. They allow more points than any team in the WNBA. They give up more points via spot up. That's where Salon scores a ton of her points. 47%, 43% of her points come from spot up shooting. So Salon over her points would be also probably the best player prop because, like I said, Marina Mabrey assists aren't out, and her 3-point prop is extremely juiced now. It's minus 130, minus 138 on FanDuel, minus 140 on ESPN Bet. So yeah, I like Salon points. Again, Agina, I would play that. Let's see. What up, Dom? Says always trust and bet the team that can get stops, and I agree with that. I do agree with that. I just don't like the time travel, Dom. I don't like the time travel at all. But again, man, this is the worst offense in the WNBA. I mean, the Valkyries. I mean, the Sparks can't even get stops, and they just ran this team out the gym in their own gym, and it was supposed to be a revenge spot. Let's see. Ken says Valkyries first half money line and over first half. I actually think that if you look at the way that the Connecticut Sun have been playing recently, like, so if we just go in here, let's just see real quick. All right. So if we look at the Sun, if we just look at like their last 5 games since they've been a little bit more competitive, I told you guys in their last 5 games, they've covered 4, right? So if we just look at them since the 9th, right? So if we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 if we just go from the 9th, they're 1-4 straight up, a 4-1 against the spread. They still lose by an average of 7 points. They've lost so they beat the Storm by 10, which is still crazy to me. But that was at home. Then they lost to the Storm by 14. They lost to the Sparks by 4. They lost to the Fever by 8, and they lost to the Sparks by 15. So even in these games, they still, and this is why I said it's the safer play in my opinion. I know the Valkyries' offense is not great, but this is the worst defense in the WNBA. The Valkyries should be able to get to 81 points today. Storm scored 81. Storm scored 79. Sparks scored 92. Fever scored 85, and Sparks scored 101. That's why my top play would be there. But my point in saying all this is I feel like the Sun, they continue to not be great as the game goes on. So in the first quarter, they're scoring 23 points. They're actually a +1 in point differential in their last 5 games. Second quarter, they're -2. Third quarter, they're -4. Fourth quarter, they're -1. So they're -5 in the second half, whereas in the first half, they are a -2. So they do get worse as the game goes on. Which I think if you like Sun, you like them early. I don't know about the Valkyries, in my opinion, early in this spot. I think the Sun could potentially keep it close. Then the Valkyries, especially with the time travel, could potentially get better as the game goes on. That's my thought process. Let's see. Freestyle says, I do like Marina maybe threes. Paul says, I like Golden State, but without Thornton, they struggled last game. They did. They definitely did. But that team that they struggled against, the Wings, they had a Rike that was shooting lights out. Paige Beckers had 17 and 6, I think. Like Dallas, we'll talk about Dallas in a second, but Dallas has been a little bit better, man. Burton over 4.5 rebounds at plus money, Josh says, looks sneaky good to me. No Thornton, obviously, but no Billings matters too. I agree with that. Somebody gonna have to get the boards. That could even be Salam too, honestly. Even though it's a tough travel spot, I think the Valkyries defense travels well. I agree with that, Dom. I do agree with that. Tyler says Burton over 21.5 points, rebounds, assists, assuming it's not going to be 24-point blowout without Billings and Thornton. Sun allowing the third most points and third most assists to guards over the last 5 games. So I actually, Tyler, was looking at Kayla. I was looking at Veronica Burton assist prop. 4.5 is the number I think it was. Might even been 3.5. Let's see real quick. Veronica Burton assists 5.5 now. She's under in back-to-back games, but before that, she had 4 straight games where she went over. And this team, this Connecticut Sun defense gives up the 4th most assists, of course. I think her being back home, we got to remember, Veronica Burton was the backup point guard on this team last year when they were really good. This Connecticut Sun team was really good. So I actually think Veronica Burton assists could be something today. But then I was thinking maybe I pivot to Tiffany Hayes. Her assist has been good. She's only listed at 3.5. She's actually over. You can get the 3.5 at plus money. She's over in 3 of her last 4 games as well. She's had 4, 5, and 4. And these have been against much worse defenses. Much better defenses. The Mercury's defense is in here. I don't know what about the Aces defense. I don't know about them. But yeah, I think either Tiffany Hayes or Veronica Burton will go over the assist prop, in my opinion. Just not sure who it's going to be. Let's see. Only on Tina Charles plus the points and the rebounds for Justin. Chris, you got me rethinking my plus 5.5. I picked on the Sun. Ow, bro, don't let me talk you off because I'm not on the opposite side. And if I bet the game, it'll be the team total over for me. I'll stay away from the spread. I think everybody can score 82 points against this Connecticut Sun team. That's just my thought process. Let's see. No, I'm not from Maryland, BP, if you're talking to me. My mom from PG County, though. I don't live too far away. Brianna Stewart sold my bag. She got hurt last night, Free Sauce. I wouldn't say she sold you. She got hurt. She couldn't come back in the game. Brian says he'll go first half on Golden State. I just gave you guys my thought process. Josh says Salon just needs the minutes, and I agree with that. She has absolutely been hooping. Let's see real quick. So if Salon has played... Let's look at this real quick. So Salon has played last 3 games. She has played 34. She had a 14-minute game in here against Seattle, 19, 21. I would imagine that they continue to go up. So let's just look at Salon games where she had played 39 minutes in one game and then 30 in another and 30 in another. So let's just look at games where she's played 25 plus minutes so far this season. I'm not gonna pull this on the screen because it's gonna take too long. So she's Four of 8. So she's played 30 minutes, 25 minutes or more 8 times. She's catched the over. I mean, she's went over 4 of those 8 games. She averages right at 12.6 points. But it's either really, really good or it's really, really bad. She got 10, then she goes to 18. She got 9, then she go to 18. Then she got, what is this? 5, and then she up to 21. And then she had 4 against the Fever. And then 16, of course, in that last game against the Wings. So it would definitely be Salon over for me, even though she has been a little shaky in this spot. I'm just not a big believer in this defense. NFL analysis this season. Yes, Bacon. I will be doing some NFL for sure as well. Valkyries team total over again. Yeah, that's what I want to play. Tyler says my only worry about Burton getting over is if it's a blowout. You think they're going to blow him out? I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Like, I don't. If I thought it was going to be a blowout, I would just lay the points. I don't know, man. Suns are bad. Suns are bad, though. The PG DC words. What word I say make it sound like I'm from PG or DC? Okay. Suns have allowed a team to score 81 or more points in 10 of their 11 home games this season. Bingo. Bingo, Tyler. I agree with this comment from ODG too, right? No Thornton, no Billing. Yeah, it should be Salon. She should get busy today. All right, enough time on that game. We spent way too much time on that game. Next one up is the Fever in the Sky. This game will be played in Chicago. Yeah, in Chicago. Line is at 9. Total has come down to 156. So we start with the injury report. The Indiana Fever will continue to be without Caitlin Clark. The Chicago Sky got a bevy of injuries here. There is no Mariah Jefferson. There's no Ariel Atkins. Angel Reese. Well, let's start with Haley Van Lith. She's also listed as game time decision. Michelle Onyenwere is also listed as game time decision. And then we talk about Angel Reese. She's also listed as questionable. So I played this total last night. I actually played it under. That number is long gone. This opened at 162. I got a 160.5 when it was 158.5 on everywhere else. Just because I've been sleeping on the line. But my thought process, and I put this in the write-up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just read you guys what I sent to the members last night because I didn't. I'm gonna just read you guys what I sent to the members. My thought process is along the lines of like, I'm not expecting Angel Reese to play in this game. And if Angel Reese doesn't play, the Fever will probably win this game by double digits. We've seen Chicago absolutely give it up. They're supposed to be, a little bit more competitive in this game based on what Tyler Marsh said in the last game. But I'm not sure if I believe that, man. Like they just can't get it together. I think the Fever going to continue to, force this team into turnovers. They don't have a true point guard, especially if Van Lith doesn't play and Angel Reese doesn't play. And I don't want anything to do with Chicago Sky if they don't have Ariel Atkins. Like, without Ariel Atkins, it'd been absolutely terrible. So I said last night, this number is down to 158.5, which is where it should be on every other book available to me. But here, Atkins and Mariah Jefferson have already been ruled out. Angel Reese and Haley Van Lith are questionable for tomorrow games, but I'm speculating a bit. The Angel Reese probably won't play. My reason is because she didn't do on-court work with the team today at practice. Tyler Marsh said that she was kind of doing her own thing, and she's listed as day-to-day, which to me means that she's probably not going to play. She's officially listed as day-to-day with the back injury. Without her and Atkins, this offense has looked unimpressive, to say the least. They're the worst offensive rated team over the last 5 games. They averaged south of 68 points over that span. I'm looking for Indiana to build on the win over the Aces and to also be able to keep Chicago's poor offense in check. The quote from Coach Marsh was that he needs his team to be competitive and compete more. I think they'll more than likely do that on the defensive end, where Chicago has allowed an average of 88 points per game, which is the second most over the last 5 games. They're also 11th in pace over those last 5 games. So I think this game goes under. Chicago games have been going under. They should get smoked in this game. So I'll just be quick. And if you guys are totally new, don't know anything about WNBA betting, Chicago, while this is their second straight home game, they've lost 4 straight without covering any of them. Crazy part is they were getting double digits in all those games against Seattle, Minnesota, Atlanta, and Minnesota again. They lost all of them by double digits. Got smoked in all of them. They're losing by an average of 27 points over this losing streak. And the reason why I talked about this in the last game, where I told you guys I like Seattle team total over 82.5, is because they average 18 turnovers per game. When you're averaging 18 turnovers per game, the other team just getting out. They're getting layups left and right. And the Fever absolutely will potentially want to get out and run in this game and, absolutely blow the doors off as well. Should probably just lay the 9 as well, but I didn't play the spread. I just took the under. Also, spot-wise, Indiana has covered both games so far against Chicago, and they haven't even been close. Game 1 was back on May the 17th. They beat the Chicago Sky 93 to 58. That was a game that Caitlin Clark played as an 8-point home favorite. Then game 2, they played June the 2nd. They won that game as well, 79 to 52 as a 3-point road favorite. Indiana has won 5 of the last 5. They've covered 6 straight versus the Chicago team as well. So for whatever reason, they have this team number. I'll tell you guys a little secret. Double-digit in-season revenge spots are typically spots that you want to bet under or just stay off the game. We just saw this happen against the New York Liberty and the Phoenix Mercury the other day, which is why I didn't touch that total at 171. Those games go under 60% of the time, 87% of the time this season. It's 7-1 to the under. So I did play under. Like I said, the number is gone. No, I didn't really think about this game from a player prop perspective. But what jaXon said about Natasha Howard potentially getting busy against Rebecca Allen and Cardoso makes a lot of sense, especially if Angel Reese doesn't play. So we shall see how that looks. I'm probably going to stay off of this game. Kelsey Mitchell points. I think she's like second or third in the WNBA in scoring. Third, I think, in WNBA in scoring. I don't see anybody on Chicago that's going to be able to slow her down either. So that's the way I would look in this game. Let's see what you guys are thinking. I don't really want to be on this one too long. Let's see. Only the Sky didn't score. Get to 81 against Sun. Come on, it's the Sky. What up, Mark? Hope all is well. He says, I was staying off for this first game, but I like your look on Golden State team total over 81. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense, Mark. Like I said, the only reason I haven't bet it yet, and you'll know because I'll send it out. And if you want to bet it now, go ahead and be my guest. But only reason I didn't bet it, like I said, is because of the travel spot. How the question you ask yourself, going back to the last game, is how does the travel from Golden State to Connecticut affect the Connecticut? How does it? What kind of impact does it have? Is it like an impact? Like, is it less defense, and then maybe Connecticut is scoring a few more points than they should, which that's the way the total is going up, or is it Connecticut Golden State isn't in an offensive flow, which is hard not to be in an offensive flow against the Connecticut Sun because their defense is just so bad. This is the way my brain works. That's the way that's what I'm asking myself. But I think that's what it is too. I think it's at least their team total goes over. Steven says Fever plus the points. Fever plus under. Okay. Fever plus under, my fault. Bustin says Suns got blew out the last meeting, Chris. Sun got blew out the last meeting. They did. I said that already. Justin says he likes Kelsey Mitchell points 20 minus 127 and Fever under 158. Both in my pocket. Unit each. Like it. Bustin says later points. What up, Trey? Says Chris. Let them know the like button. The like button to people watching ratio is off, man. Smash that like button, everyone. Yeah, let's take a second, man. Let's take 2 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,000, and hit the like button. Take a little hydration break. Somebody let me know how many likes we got. I feel like we should be getting about 50%. If 1,500 people watch the show, it should. Why we can't get one in every? Some people just gonna watch. They're not gonna like. Why can't we get one in every other though? Like, the information is free. It's not charging you anything. I'm not charging you anything to watch the show. Hit the like button, man. This guy is really providing some good analysis. You know what? I digress, man. Hit it if you want to. Don't hit it if you don't. Anthony says Ski had a system active. Said to play the Valkyries. Like to see that. I had to talk to my guy Ski. I had to get him on the show, man. Ski, come through, Ski. Algina says Kelsey Mitchell over 20.5 points in her pocket as well. Resource says I got Sky team total under 73.5. Waiting for the news. Second Angel Reese news. Yeah, me too, Breeze. I was looking at this last night, bro. It's funny. It's so funny you said that. Me too. They averaged 67, I think, in the last 5 games. Man, this offense is putrid. Mark says he got a better number. He got 161.5 when it came out. Sky not scoring. I agree with that. Brian says he likes the Fever. I like that as well. Indiana 2 strong games can get a third on Sunday. I hope so. I like Indiana as well. Free Sauce like Natasha Howard with no Caitlin Clark. She's over in 8 or 10 games. We talked about this the other day when they were playing the Liberty in the first game, and she fronted on me. Stephanie White put her on the bench and didn't put her back in the third and fourth quarter, and I was wanting to punch a hole in the wall. Let's see. Fever first half team total over, DT says. Potentially. I'm not really into the first half at all. Nally said, "What up, Nally?" She says, "Hi, Chris. Not a favorite pick, but I'm leaning Sky plus the 9.5 if Angel's in." I'll agree with that. I do agree with that. They could potentially get busy with Angel Reese being back. Dirty Rig says, "If no Angel Reese, I'll lay it with the Fever. If Reese plays, I'm taking her over her 11.5 boards." Yeah, I mean, she's the best rebounder maybe in the history of the league, so could never talk you off that. I want to say the Fever are one of the better rebounding teams, though. That's what my brain kind of went to for a second. It's like, hold on, I feel like Angel Reese, I feel like the the Indiana Fever are one of the better rebounding teams in the league. Let me just double check. Let's see. Angel Reese, her points prop listed at 13.5, rebounds at 12.5. The Fever are 4th in rebounds allowed. Okay. Helping says Angel don't play. Hammer Chicago team total under. Been straight cash money, Chris, and that's a fact. Cheetah says, honestly, this is one move off of. This is one move off of because we don't even know who's playing. Okay. I still don't trust Indiana not to lay an egg. I want to. Me too, Mark. Yo, it's so funny you said this, Mark. So look, so peep this. So I'm looking at the game yesterday, right? And I'm like, let me check the Fever on the road laying points. The Fever on the road laying points are 3 and 4 against the spread. And if they're coming off a win, which they are, they just beat the Aces in their last game, 1 and 2 against the spread. They win by the games that they've won. But not for my money. I don't want the Fever. I don't want the Fever as a favorite in general. They only cover it 41% of the time as a favorite. I'd much rather get them as a dog. You lying, Tyler. That's how the team total went up, man. You said you mentioned it. I mentioned it. I still see, God damn it. It's 80.5 on Fanatics, but they limit me. Hard Rock, of course, is 80.5. They limit me. But 81.5, I think they can get 81.5. Like, I still play it. Steven says 46 likes, 107 people watching. That's terrible, man. People not hitting the like. It's cool, though. It's cool. Appreciate you. I love us. Got a tip. Good advice, at least. Appreciate that, Yanks. All right, let's keep going. Brian says Dallas team to the under. All right, let's look at that game. What up, Helms? Hope all is well with you. He says, let's stay hot. What you want today, Helms? Let me know. All right, let's keep pushing. Next game up we got is the Aces and the Wings. This I'm really kind of frustrated that I missed the Paige Beckers news yesterday, if I'm being honest with you guys. I had this one locked and loaded. I think, matter of fact, it's still already on the recap page. Because I looked into this game like super early. I think I looked into this game when I got done with the show yesterday. And let's get into it. So we have the Aces with nobody on the injury report outside of Cheyenne Parker-Tyus. And then Misha Hines-Allen is continue to be out for the Dallas Wings. This will be her second straight game she's missed. No Maddie Segrist, of course, she's been out for a while. And then Paige Beckers is out just for rest. So unless you know Dallas, not trying to win this game. This line did open at 4.5. Dallas was only getting 4.5 points at home. And the total opened 168.5. And I immediately thought to myself, why is this total opening so low? 168.5. It's almost like the books knew. And I told myself, I said, well, this is going to get bet up. This will be bet up to like 170, 171. Aces, Wings, two fast-paced teams. Neither one of them play a lot of defense. Wings, bad travel spot, coming back home after 2-game road trip. Aces on the road for their 4th straight game or 3rd straight game, whatever the case might be. 3rd game in 4 nights. I said, this is going to get bet up. And then the news came out that Paige Beckers wasn't going to play, and it just absolutely started to tank. And it's still back up, though. It's like you can get a 168. I kind of want to bet under here. So I'm not laying points with the Aces. That's something that I'm not into with my money. They're 5-7, 5-9 against the spread on the road, 5-9 straight up on the road as well. I want nothing to do with the Aces laying points. This is also their 3rd game in 4 nights. They lost back-to-back, of course, to Indiana and Minnesota. Also their 3rd straight road game as well. And they're 1-5 in their last 6 games. So no way, not with my money, am I putting it on the Aces to actually go in here and win this game by double digits. Even though they have owned this Wings team. The Wings are just 1-6 in their last 6 games as well. They've covered just 2 of their last 6 games. And they're also on the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the Libs coming to town tomorrow. Maybe, they rest in Paige Becker so she can play in that game. You would hope so. Terrible travel spot for the Dallas Wings here. They played 5 of their last 7 games on the road, just 1 home game. Aces have won both head-to-head matchups this season, but Dallas have covered both, though. And both have gone over the total, which is why I thought this one immediately would go up. Without Paige Beckers, that's 18 points you're missing. That's 6.5 assists you're missing. That's 3 rebounds you're missing. That's 2 steals that you're missing as well. And that's just in the games that she's played against the Aces so far this season. Like I said, I really wanted to get the under. The double in-season revenge, of course, is prevalent in this game as well. It's also active in one more game I'll tell you guys about. But I think it's active in one more game. But the double in-season revenge, I mentioned this earlier when I was talking about the Fever in the Chicago Sky. It's a 60% hit rate when teams have lost both games, and they're in a double revenge spot 87% of the time this season. The Aces are 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games. I don't trust them offensively. I expect them to be better defensively after giving up a season high 109 points to the Minnesota Lynx in their last game. Dallas is under in back-to-back games as well. Vegas third straight road games typically is a spot where you want to bet the under. Teams traveling, I think third straight road game go under about 55% of the time. And like I said, it was interesting to me that the total opened lower, even before Paige Beckers was ruled out at 168, when the first two totals were 170. So I like the under. I didn't bet it. Maybe still get to an Aces team total under. The number right now is 88.5. I think Dallas coming back home, I think they'll show some pride, especially after losing the last game the way that they did to the Valkyries. Like this was with Paige Beckers in. Who knows how much effort and energy we'll get from the Aces without Paige Beckers there. Like it could be a classical letdown spot. Aces are just, boy, they're terrible, man. I wanted to bet Aces first half, but then, Paige Beckers being ruled out, I'm like, well, nope, I'm not betting that because they could potentially, just act like, this is supposed to be super easy now that Paige Beckers not there. But this was based on the embarrassment of the Lynx game. This is based on them potentially running out of gas because their third game in 4 nights and all 3 of them being on the road. And it, like I said, based on that terrible travel spot for Dallas. They played 5 of their last 6 games on the road. So I really wanted to take the Aces early, but that number is, of course, gone. I think it was probably open like 2.5. And now it's probably up to what? Let's just double check. Probably 5 now, 5.5, 4.5. You can still get 4.5. But that's the ways that I thought about betting this one. I didn't bet either one of them. Aces first half and full game under, maybe even just the Aces team total under in this spot were the looks that I were going to play. I know Asia went off the last time that she played against this team. She had, I think, 37, a season high 37 points. So couldn't talk anybody off going right back to Asia. For them to be playing their third game in 4 nights, Asia has not played a lot of minutes because they've gotten blown out in the fourth quarter in both of the games. So she's coming off a game against Minnesota where she didn't play in the fourth quarter, I don't think at all. She played just 24 minutes. And even in the game against the Indiana Fever, she played just 30. So her minutes have declined over the last 3 games, where I think she's averaged, probably about 33, 34 minutes. Last 2, she's played 30 and 24. So couldn't talk anybody off Asia over her points prop. 37, like I said in that last game. And Lee Roof, good luck trying to guard Asia. She absolutely kills this team. So that's my thought process. Let's see what you guys are thinking, and then we'll move over to the next one. Let's see. Nah, it's cool, Anthony. It's cool, man. People just be people, man. Brian says team total under for Dallas without Paige locked. So he thinks that they stay under 80, trusting the Aces defense a little bit. Free Sauce says, with this, I ran Aces first quarter full game -150 plus the Lynx money line to get to +110. Okay. So you just need the Aces to come out with some energy early and then to win the full game. That makes sense. And then you add the Lynx in there and get +110. That's a lot of things to happen, Free Sauce, but they make sense. Dom says, got the Aces -5.5 when the news hit. Good job to you. Definitely getting the best of the number there. Fade King says, after C in Seattle sit their starters, WNBA, the whole fourth WNBA gets real sketchy. Yeah, the thing is though, Fade King, because I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like, as a coach, you're trying to find those players that like just have the energy. Your starters don't have it. You just pull them. You just like, you know what? Like, let's do something different. So I always say Noelle Quinn is, one of the worst coaches in the WNBA, but Malunga was hooping last night in the fourth quarter against the Mystics, so she left her in. I think Erica Willer was the only starter out there. They just didn't bring it. I'm expecting them to bring it tomorrow when they play against this Wings team, but not against the Wings. When they play, who they play tomorrow? I forgot who they play tomorrow, but I'm expecting them to bring it tomorrow when they play whoever they play. They just that's what you get with the Storm. No, I think Noelle Quinn gonna get fired. That's what I really think. Aces need a win like fish need water. Free Sauce said that's a fact. They do. Natalie says Aces money line with the under 167. I like it. Helm says he likes the Sun first half money line. Wings +9. I think I would want to go Wings in this spot too, man. Like, you still got JJ Quarterly out there. You still got, man, I don't even want to say Enrique. You still got. Oh, I just can't lay this many points with the Aces on the road. That's honestly what it comes down to. Sometimes you gotta take the better of the two bads, I guess. I don't know. I know I'm not laying this many points with the Aces. Mystics +5.5, Lynx -8.5 for me today, Chris. Okay. Tina Charles is questionable now? Oh, let me find out. Okay. I did not see that. Oh, they definitely getting smoked. I bet you that spread move. Let's see. Actually didn't move. I didn't see Tina Charles listed as questionable. That must have just happened. Yep, Tina Charles illness now questionable. Still listed as seasons though. They ain't take it down if y'all want to go get her points under. Rebounds at 6.5. I can't fade her rebounds. She's gone over in 5 straight games on her boards. This is a really good rebounding team though. Valkyries are 5th in rebounds allowed. I would just play Tina Charles under her points. But we shall see, man. We shall see. Appreciate that though, Helms. No more Sun first half money line for me, Helms says. I agree with that as well. I feel like, I don't know, man, maybe because I have like a lot of notifications coming into my phone at the same time. I just get like so many notifications. They're not all from Twitter. It's just in general, like stuff that I need to see all the time, from emails to like financial stuff to like, I got a lot of stuff coming to my phone. I feel like I don't be getting these alerts as quickly as I used to. But I'm also doing a show though. So LJ says, I bet the game as soon as the Wings lost last game. Wings are 0-28 straight up, coming off a 9-point loss. Okay. Ron says Las Vegas win margin 1-10 is the play. I could see that, Ron. Could definitely see that. Actually, I want to write that down because I do think the Aces are gonna win. LV 1-10 win margin. Then you stay away from the spread. You just need the Wings to be competitive, which I think they will be, even without Paige in this spot. Helm says he likes JJ Quinley under her 4.5 assists. Appreciate you, Faye King. Reminding people hit the like button. Mark says Dallas team total under 78.5. Not betting Aces for a minute or two, and I agree with that. Norris says I love the Aces team total over today, thinking they get to about 90. Ken says Sky team total under. Helms just taking the under in this game. Good luck. I kind of want to take under too, man. Enrique should go off. Money Mike unders. I don't know if Enrique he's never projected to go off, in my opinion. Let's just look at Enrique matchup real quick. So against the Aces, she has played. Enrique missed some time this season, right? She played the Aces twice. First game she had 26 on 9 for 17 shooting. Second game she had 9 on 3 for 12 shooting. Never know what you're going to get. Enrique's like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get. She has been all over the place, man. She's actually only scored 17 points or more in one of her last 7 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of her last 6 games, though, if we're being like serious. Ace is not that bad against a spot-up shot. They're actually 4th best defense against a spot-up shot. Enrique gets a quarter of her points from spot-up as well. So I don't know. She'll get a lot of shot attempts. We do know that for sure. She only averages 15.9 points per game this season. How many times has she played without Paige? Let's see. So without Paige, she has played. Wow. Okay. I forgot Paige missed as many games. She's played 5 games without Paige so far this season. She actually only scored 18 points or more once, and that was against the Minnesota Lynx of all teams. She had 15 against the Sky, 8 against the Storm, 8 against the Sparks, which I'm not sure how you get 8 against the Sparks, 14 against the Mystics. She's actually 4-1 to the under on this number this season. She only averages 14.2 points without Paige Beckers in the lineup. So Enrique under. I'm always down for an Enrique under. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, especially if JJ Quitterly and James off the bench have a good game. Like you got DJ back now. Like I just could talk myself into Enrique under. I am not gonna lie to you guys. Okay, under 17.5 points. A lot of points, man. A lot of points, man. Come on, Aces defense. All right, let's see what else y'all saying. Ken says Aces is a tough team to cap. It's a love-hate relationship for me, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Azumo Network says, what it do? What up, bro? Hope all was well. Anthony says he'll just go Asia to get 30 at plus 375. Anisha Morrow rebounds ladder. Could definitely see that. Anisha should get busy if Tina Charles not going to play. I do see that her props are still up too, Steven. Helm says they'll leave Charles props up because it's a void if she doesn't play. And that's a fact. But the number should go down if she's listed as questionable, in my opinion. And if she does play and then she, can't finish the game for whatever reason, it's an easy little win. Easy little win. 15-4 for our lovers for Asia. Magic says Sably 6 boards. We ain't got that game yet. She is a fade this year. Absolutely, Ron. All right, let's keep pushing. Next game we got up is the Mercury and the Mystics. And then I think it's one more game after this. Let me just double check this line. Mercury and Mystics. Oh, yeah. Golden State is actually up to -7 now. These 5.5s are disappearing. Let me just see if there are any 5.5s. Y'all bear with me for a second. Let me see if there are any 5.5s left. Of course. Only Hard Rock, where I can't bet. So 6.5 everywhere else. ESPN Bet got a 5.5 at -120. I kind of want to do it, man. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I kind of want to do it. But I think I'm going to play team total instead. Jesus Christmas, that's up to 82.5 now. So I'm going to DraftKings. I am going to play this team total. I'm going to play DraftKings. Actually, it looks like Caesar's got the best number now because the lines are moving. Caesar's got a minus 110 on an 81.5. It looks like, and BetMGM does too. So I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna actually add that. I think the Valkyries can. I still think they're gonna be able to score the basketball in this spot. I probably should just play the spread, but I guess I'm a little scared to lay this many points. The Valkyries, like I said, this is the first time all season they've been laying points. First time they've ever laid points on a road in their whole franchise history, of course. First time they've been a road favorite all season. So, but anybody should be a road favorite over Connecticut. So I'm going to go see if I can find – I do see an 81.5. I think they can get to 82 points today. But I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be pissed if they win the game 80 to like 69. You know what? I'm gonna chill for a second. I'm going to chill. I'm going to ESPN Bet. I'm going to just play the spread. I'm going to just play the spread. I'm going to play the spread. I'm going to bet the 5.5 with the Valkyries. I hate the travel spot. I'm going to bet it, though. ESPN Bet with it. Minus 5.5 for the Valkyries. I'm going to lay a little bit of juice with the Valkyries in this spot because it is minus one. It's minus 120. Which I don't really like betting, but WNBA be having me scared. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Y'all know already. I'm betting the Valkyries minus 5.5. And I got to send this out to the members, so bear with me for a second. Laying points with the Valkyries on a Sunday, man. What's gotten into me? On the road. It's in now. All right, let's just post this real quick and then we'll get back into it. Golden State minus 5.5, minus 120 on ESPN Bet. 1.2 units. 1.2 units to win one for me, man. I do like Salam points in that game as well. All right. Let's no, that's a fact, Helms. I do agree with this. He said, don't look at his laying points with the Valkyries, Chris. Just look at it as another chance to fade Connecticut. And that's a fact. I just told you guys, when they've been getting 10 points or less at the crib, they're 1-3 against the spread. The only cover they had came against the Wings. The Wings can't get stopped. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Helms. I am with you. Valkyries minus 5.5 is official now. All right, now let's move over to the Mercury game. My apologies. I needed to get that bet in. All right, so double checking this line real quick. We got looks like this line is up to 7.5 now, and the total has come down. This open 165 is down to 162.5. It looks like it's consistent, so the number is still continuing to tick down a little bit. It's moved a point since I started the show. So going through my notes, we have the Mercury in a much needed get right spot, and they will be like fully healthy in this spot. You got Kahleah Copper, Satu Sabally coming back. This will be their third game back. They've lost the first two since they came back. West Helm is also back now as well to add some more depth on that front line. Besides Sabally and Alyssa Thomas. So I want to say this is a get right spot for the Mercury. The Mercury just been trashed recently. They do got a one-day rest disadvantage, of course, because the Washington Mystics played yesterday. They've lost 3 straight. They failed to cover 3 straight. And their streak of staying under 80 points now is at 5 straight games. This will be the second of, I think, is what, like, it's like a 6-game road trip, I think. And I think they only get 1 day off in between of like all of the games. So I think Phoenix is going to be a fade moving forward. ATS wise, I'm not saying that they're going to lose all the games, but I think they'll be a fade ATS wise if they land a bunch of points on the road, especially if they end up beating and covering the Washington Mystics with whoever they play next, because they will be on the road for quite a while. And I think, like I said, all the games will be pretty quick. You look at this Washington team, they had actually lost back-to-back games against the Sparks. But they got a win yesterday, third straight home game. They went into yesterday's game just being 3-7 against the spread. They're 4-1 against the spread when they're playing with less rest than their opponents. So they have been covering these games. The second matchup of the season, of course, between these two teams, Phoenix did win 68-62 as a 5.5-point favorite. The first time that these two teams played, the game stayed under the 162.5. Shakira Austin didn't play in that game. Kahleah Copper did not play in that game either. But they did have Alyssa Thomas, and they did have Satu Sabally in that game. So this is actually one of the tougher games for me. I'm not gonna waste your time. Like, I really don't know what to do with the spread. Like, I think it's a get right spot for the Mercury. I always, am hesitant to, want to back the Washington Mystics, but getting points at the crib, like, maybe this is a little bit. This is what I'll say. I'll say that if the Mercury can get hot from the 3-point line, which they haven't been recently, I think that they can win this game and win it by margin. If you watch somebody said this earlier, like, the league is about matchups. If you watch the Mystics play, they're not great. Like, the teams that beat them are typically teams that can shoot the 3-point shot really, really well. I mean, that goes for the Seattle game. I mean, that goes for those games against the Sparks, where Azurá Stevens was absolutely going crazy. Kelsey Plum went crazy in both of those games. And the Mercury are a really great 3-point shooting team. So getting Sabally back, getting Alyssa Thomas out there, dishing and diamond, being at the rest disadvantage, coming off 3 straight games where they, look really, really poor. One of those games at home against the Dream as well. It does kind of feel like a Mercury spot. The last 3 losses for the Phoenix Mercury came against, who did they lose against? They lost to, that first game, of course, was at home against they lost to the Lynx before the All-Star break. That's what it was. So Lynx, statistically best team in the WNBA. Dream, another really good defensive team, and top-tier defensive, another good defensive team and a playoff team. And then the Liberty. So, I mean, you do get a little bit of a lesser of a matchup here. So I guess Mercury team total over, thinking that they can get hot from the 3-point line in this spot, because I don't trust the Mystics defensively. The line has moved from 7. But yeah, I guess it'd be Mercury for me, especially with the rest advantage and coming off 3 straight games where they didn't cover it. Maybe even a Washington team total under if Mercury can play some defense. But this Washington team also plays pretty fast. I think they're fifth in pace on the season as well. So that's my thought process. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. We'll move over to the last game. Yeah, appreciate you, Laquan. How you feel? Jess J says, how you feel about AT today? If I'm being completely honest with you, I didn't even look at AT numbers. I just think that the game kind of sets up well, right? I talk about this all the time. Sometimes, like, you gotta, when you evaluate a team, you gotta see who they've been playing against recently. And I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't do this yesterday when I was thinking about this game. I didn't look at this game and say, you know what? The Mercury have been playing against some really good teams, and now they play against the Mystics, who aren't as good as the Liberty, the Lynx, and the Dream. If I was thinking that way with the rest advantage, coming off 3 straight losses, I probably would have laid the points with the Mercury in the beginning. But 7 is a lot of points to lay on the road against a feisty Mystics team. I don't want to downplay the Mystics like they suck. I just think that their offense is just so inconsistent. So with the total going down, maybe it's just a look towards their team total to go up and over. I do think that the way that the Phoenix Mercury score can present problems for this Washington Mystics defense. I talked about that already, just the 3-point shots. But as far as AT goes, 13.5 points. This is a team that struggles against the pick and roll ball handler. She gets about a quarter of her points from there. They give up the second most points there. Her assist prop, 8.5. She did stay under against the Liberty, but she did finish with 8. Before that, she's went over in 3 straight games. The Washington Mystics give up the 4th fewest assists. Her points, rebounds, and assists listed at 30.5. I kind of think that Kahleah Copper and Satou Sabally, one of them get it going today. That's my thought process. I feel like they've been playing so poor recently. Like Sabally hasn't found her rhythm since she's been back. She had 13 points against the Minnesota. I'm sorry, not Minnesota. She had 13 points against Atlanta in her first game back. And she shot the ball pretty poor. She was 4 for 10 from the field. And then that last game against the Washington Mystics, against the New York Liberty, she shot just 3 for 13 from the field. 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. Like I said, I'm not a big believer in this 3-point defense for the Washington Mystics. They allow the 9th most threes. I think Sabally can have a big game. So I don't really want to bet on AT because I feel like Copper and Sabally eventually got to get it together and come along for the ride. So that's just how I think about the game. Even Kahleah Copper, she hasn't been, she was 6 for 12 in that last game, but 4 for 11 in the game against Atlanta. She hasn't looked like her normal self. And her minutes have also been kind of shaky, 22 and 24 in her first 2 games back. And then 21 and 22 for Satou Sabally in her first minute back. So if Nate Tibbins is going, not play them big minutes, I don't know, man. I kind of want to take Mercury early too. I kind of feel like they want to make a statement in Ken in this game. That's just the way I see it. So yeah, I wouldn't bet on AT today though. That's just my thought process. As I played the Valkyries first half. Helm says Mystics first half money line and full game spread. So opposite side of what I'm thinking. Brian says Golden State over 81. I'm with you, Chris. Let's cash it. Need that. Magic says forget ESPN shows, player stat splits and teams. Tazi got over 80.5. I'm glad you got a better number than me, Tyler. Let's see. Helm says don't look at I read these comments already. What else y'all saying? Log says Kelsey Mitchell. We talked about that. Over her assists for Alyssa Thomas for our lovers. 30 Riggs says Mystics will turn the ball over plenty. Should help Mercury recover the number. I agree with that, Rick. I do agree with that. If we look at this Mystics offense, it's not a juggernaut at all. You can see it on the screen. They are 11th best offensive team. Typically, they stay in games because of their offense. Let's see real quick. Let's see. So Mystics turn the ball over right now. Well, not even right now. Full season, they turn the ball over at the second highest rate. Last 5 games, they turn the ball over at the second highest rate as well. Last 10 games, they also turn the ball over at the second highest rate. So, I mean, that's saying something. Phoenix is number 1 in turnover rate. As far as forced turnovers, they force more turnovers than anybody. Last 5 games has dipped a little bit to 5th. But yeah, they average 20.5 turnovers a game. So I think that does set up well for the Phoenix Mercury offense to be able to get out and run in transition. Phoenix is a team that likes to push pace. They are 3rd in pace. The Mystics are 5th in pace. The Phoenix Mercury scored the 4th most points off their opponent turnovers on the season, but last 5 games that number has dwindled a little bit. They are 9th, averaging just 14.4 as opposed to the full season is 17. And that makes sense because they've been playing against teams that protect the basketball. Atlanta doesn't turn it over. Minnesota doesn't turn it over. New York doesn't turn it over. That's the way I see it. Yeah, I kind of think Minnesota going to be able to score. Like this to me says Minnesota team total over or Phoenix team total over or Phoenix plus Phoenix minus the points. I disagree with my guy Helms on this one. I think Phoenix can get the job done here, but that's my thought process. I haven't played it yet. Helms says he also likes Shakira Austin over her 14.5 points. They do give it up inside. Phoenix is soft in the middle. I was actually looking at Kiki Iriefin over on her rebound prop because it is. So real quick, I did have this one locked and loaded. Didn't play it, but just my thought process is because they are such a poor rebounding team. The last time we seen the Phoenix Mercury play was against the New York Liberty, and they got dominated on the board. Stewie had 8 rebounds because I bet her under 3 offensive rebounds. And then Jacko Jones, I think, finished with 9 or 10 boards. Look at Kiki Iriefin. These are her last 10 games. You can see she's listed at 7.5, averaging 8 rebounds over this time frame. She's over in 5 of her last 6 games. And in the head-to-head matchup that she played, she finished with 13 boards against them earlier this season. This was on the road. And this was, of course, without Shakira Austin. But I think Kiki Iriefin could be big on the paint. This comment from Helms just kind of make me think about Kiki. And I forgot I had that pulled up. So yeah, I like Kiki Iriefin. I think she could get busy in the paint today. And this Mercury team they get Westboro back, but they're still not a great rebounding team in my opinion. So that's the one advantage that I think Washington does have here. What else should I see? Mark says he got -6 with the Valkyries, -110. A little bit less juice. Let's cash it, Mark. Let's cash it. I need 6 anyway, so I like it. Natalie says it's Sunday. The teams you scared to bet on will most likely win. It's been working for me. It's a fact. Chio says he bet Washington plus 7.5. Fun day Sunday, Mark says. Let's see. Held my nose and played Merc -7. Yeah, me and Mark kind of agreeing today. I agree with that, Mark. Yesterday was underdog day. That's a fact. Well, I'll tell you guys what I don't like though. Sometimes when I'm looking at the slate, I like to see how many home dogs we have. And some of those home dogs are going to cover it. We got a lot of home dogs today. We got a lot of home dogs there. Actually, every dog is at home except Atlanta, right? Connecticut, home dog. Chicago, home dog. Dallas, home dog. Washington, home dog. Only team that's laying points at home is a team we haven't talked about, and that's the Washington Mystics, which we'll get into that game in just a second. What up, Jose? Appreciate you for tapping in. Tyler says I'm actually staying off AT today after further research. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it'll be a side 2 game, Helms. It does scream side 2. Eventually, she's gonna get into a rhythm. It's her 3rd straight game, but I don't trust Tibbs either. He sucks in my opinion. Helms says he'll join the Golden State team total over train. Let's cash it. Dom says he like Mercury first half. I like Mercury early too, Dom. I'm not gonna lie, man. Helms says he's on the island with the Washington Mystics. Fading Shakira Austin points again. I wouldn't fade her today though. GT421. I think she could get busy on the interior. Mercury don't have a strong center in my opinion. What else should I send? What's busting? She has another presence down there. I love it. Let's cash Mercury. All right, let's go to the last game. Dream and the Lynx. So this actually has come back down to 8 now. Total sitting at 159. Yesterday, this opened at, what did my notes have? Had 6.5 for the Minnesota Lynx, and the total open 158.5. So we have seen some money coming in on over. I want to say this went down to 156.5, and now it's back up to 159. So we look at the injury report for Atlanta. They will continue to be without Ryan Howard. And then Minnesota has everybody, just Griffin, who has not played. This one was pretty simple for me. I didn't bet the game. Atlanta does come into this game. They took my money the last time against the Phoenix Mercury, of course. They're 7-6 against the spread on the road this season. This is the last game of a 6-game road trip. You hate to see that. They were on the road even before the All-Star break, and I think this is their 3rd game after the All-Star break on the road. And they'll go back home and host the Golden State Valkyries on Tuesday in their next game. But they are off 3 days rest, right? They got a 2-day rest advantage. Minnesota absolutely mollywopped the Las Vegas Aces 2 days ago. And I don't know, Dream catching points on the road always seems like an enticing spot to me. The thing about Minnesota, I mean, I don't really got to say this. You guys watched the show before. You've been watching WNBA. You already know this. The Lynx are hard to fade. I kind of feel like the Lynx are in this spot where like you just want to bet on them, or you just kind of want to stay off the game, and that's where I kind of land on this one. I don't want to fade the Atlanta Dream. I definitely don't want to fade the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota did win this game. The first time that these two teams played, it did take overtime. I remember Fee going off in that game, 96-92. Atlanta was laying 3.5. They were getting 3.5 points as the dog. They barely failed to not cover. Game did go over to 156.5. Minnesota, for whatever reason, has dominated this Atlanta Dream team overall. They've won 6 straight. They went 5-0-1 against the spread in those last 6 games dating back to last season. The thing that was scary about the Minnesota Lynx, now granted, they're number 1 in offensive rating, defensive rating, net rating. You think about it, they're pretty much number 1 in all the statistical categories, except rebounding. They really struggle with rebounding the basketball at times. Atlanta, I think, does have a pretty big rebounding presence, which is why they were able to keep the game close the last time that these two teams played. The other thing that came to mind, well, you can continue to give Minnesota their flowers. They're 10-5 against the spread at home, typically land big numbers. They covered 7 of their last 10 games. They've won 4 straight. They've covered all 4, all by double digits as well. But they do have the New York Liberty on deck coming to town on Monday. And sometimes there is no look ahead in the WNBA. Sometimes when you're playing against a team that beat you in the finals last year, you may be looking forward to that game. And I looked at this game yesterday and I saw that spot. I said, you know what? That's enough for me to want to stay off this game. First of all, I don't really want to fade the like I said, the Dream on the road as a dog anyway. If I just take you guys over real quick to the Money Baller, you can see here that, let's go to the game real quick. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check out Money Baller. You can see here, Dream got the rest advantage, well rested, in-season revenge. Like I said, it's their 4th straight road game. I don't really like betting on teams in that spot. It says coming off a win as a dog letdown, but look at all these systems that also back the Dream in this spot. A lot of systems back the Dream, a lot of systems back the under. But what stuck out to me was the Dream as a dog, right? And I knew this last time, but you can see here, look at the Dream. Where is it at? Here we go. Dream as a dog, 5-3 against the spread, 6-2 in the first half against the spread. So maybe just Dream early, thinking that the Lynx, they do for a little bit of a letdown. Everybody liked the Aces in the first half last game, including myself. I didn't bet it. And, I think Cheryl Reeves had a quote where she said, like, oh, my fault. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. But this is what I was talking about. Dream first half, 6-2 against the spread. Dream full game, 5-3 against the spread. So maybe, Dream early here. I think the quote that came out from Cheryl Reeves after the last game was something along the lines of like, this was like the first time all season, or like the most complete game we've played from like start to finish. I kind of want to get in with the Dream and then like get out. Like, I don't want to fade Minnesota in the second half. That's something I don't want to do. But I don't know, man. I just think Dream having the rest advantage, like I said, it's not the greatest spot. 4th game, last game of a 6-game road trip, but last game of a 4-game road trip, I think. But no, 6-game road trip if you go back to before the All-Star break. I just kind of feel like the Dream catching this many points could potentially keep it close. That's my thought process. I also think that the game goes under. Atlanta defensively is pretty good. They can be, and they're pretty good at 3-point shooting as well. I think the Dream offense can come back down to earth also, just because they had a big game against the Phoenix Mercury in that last game. I'm not expecting Alicia Gray to have that big of a game like she did in the last time. And this Dream offense, even though they played well, like I said in that last game, I just don't see them as that great of an offense. Not big on Brittany Griner. Seems like Bree Jones has come back down to earth a little bit. So we'll see. I kind of want to take the Dream early, though. First half plus the points would be the look for me. And then I think I would be playing under before I played anything else in this game. Let's see how you guys are thinking about it. Let's see. Dream off a big win. Minnesota wagon. Laid that mother down, says. Likes them. One and done, says Connecticut money line. Dream money line. Wings money line. Okay. Best of luck. Natalie says Lynx heavy on it. The spread got me a little scared. I'll go Lynx first half, so thinking the opposite of me. Helms is only upset in the game in that game gonna be Dream betters. Dream 7-0 with revenge this season. Lynx my goats. Mark says, yeah, you just ride with them or you stay off, man. Helm says matchups greater than revenge. Coaching greater than revenge. They definitely got the better coach. I agree with that. Open links -6. I saw 6.5. Okay. Mark says, welcome to the crowded island. Everybody like the links in this game. G421 says not fading any team, but I am fading Brittany Griner points. Y'all know I like Brittany Griner under her points, man. What's she listed at? I didn't even look at it. Brittany Griner. She's probably like 9.5, 10.5, something like that. Yeah, 10.5. She's over in 2 straight games, coming off the emotional game against the Mercury, her first time going back. This is a Lynx defense that gives up the second fewest points in the paint. Number 1 in defensive rating, 3rd in points allowed. Yeah, I would be betting Brittany Griner under her points prop too. I'm not a big Brittany Griner over fan. Can you get 11.5 under? Of course you can. Only on Hard Rock. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh yeah, I might join you here. I may join you here, G421. I'm writing this down. So Brittany Griner, she's listed at 11.5 on a couple different books. So when you think about the matchup, who is Brittany Griner gonna guard? Elena Smith gonna have her pulled out away from the rim shooting 3-pointers. She's definitely not guarding feet. Her feet work not fast enough. Brittany Griner could probably get played off the floor in this game. Let's just look real quick. The last time that they played, she did have 16 points. She played 28 minutes, but that game went to overtime. 6 for 10 shooting. If the Lynx play defense like they're capable of, I think Brittany Griner goes under her 11.5 points for sure. So you can get an under 11.5 at looks like Hard Rock got it at -115. Everybody else got it like around -120. Bet365 got the best number. So that's probably where I would play it. Can play on Hard Rock. Under 11.5 points for Brittany Griner. I like that look a lot. I do like that look a lot. Would be with you here, G21. Let's see. Who's guarding Griner? They'll double her, Magic. They typically double bigs and make them kick it out. Brittany Griner, like, she's not the fastest person in the world. Let's just keep it nice and short and sweet. Dom says I looked at the under, but when I saw that schedule spot for the Lynx, I changed my mind. They could very well not try on the defensive end, and I agree with that, kind of saving some of that energy and effort. And I didn't play the under because that was one of the reasons I didn't play the under. Lana Smith can guard Brittany Griner. She absolutely can, but they'll double her if she, starts to go crazy. I already saw it, Algina. Already saw it. Is it Wednesday? I don't think it's. Is it Wednesday? I thought it was. Yeah, you're right. It is. It is Wednesday. Yep. It's on Wednesday. I think I might have said Monday, but tomorrow's Monday. It's not tomorrow. What else should I say? Smith can't guard Griner. Man, I disagree. Collier can guard Griner too. Best defender in the W. That's a fact. She is. Dream plus the points, maybe the over. I guess I can see it going over. I'm probably not gonna play this game though. She goes, says he bet the full game over 158.5, but it's still 159 now. What else? Brittany Griner over 3.5. Nafisha Collier over 3.5 assists. Yeah, she's been cashing her assist prop. Only way to play Fee is over her 3.5 assists. Even though she is playing against a pretty tough defense now. This is Atlanta Dream defense that gives up the 5th fewest assists. But yeah, plus money, I would probably be going over on Fee assists. She is the over more than she is the under. She's actually 12 and 22 to the over. So she's hitting the over about 55% of the time. I feel like in her home game, she does more facilitating, and in her road game, she does less facilitating and more scoring. The only game she played early this season against them, she had 6 assists as well. And then if you just look at her home games, she actually goes under a little bit more at home. Only averaging 2.7 at home, but I'm not betting on Fee assists today. But I think I would play over or nothing. Lynx third quarter. The trend continues, Jalen says. You know what's funny about this? And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna try to go through the other comments real quick. So I can't remember who said it, but I think it was like 2 people who said, I'm taking Minnesota third quarter -2.5. before the game start. And I always tell people, like, I never play that angle early because, you just don't know how the game going to start. You expect the team to, get punched in the mouth and then, come back out with something in the third quarter. And Minnesota is the best third quarter team in WNBA. It's not even close. But they beat the Aces. Like, they were by double digits at halftime, I think, and still beat the Aces by like double digits again in the third quarter. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, I guess it's just free. Just play it anytime. It don't matter how the first half goes. So we'll see, man. Brian says Sophie Cunningham threes, juiced 2.5, -167. Yeah, that's kind of juicy. But Sophie's been hooping, man. She has been hooping. She had the I guess you can call them the comments about Caitlin Clark. Not bad, but like I guess kind of interesting comments. Like, we have Caitlin, great. If we don't have Caitlin, great. I was like, oh shit, okay. But I know that's her girl. Helm says sneaky over. I can see over. And Mark agrees, says he might get there on the over as well. All right, that is it. We've been on here for a while. Recap, like I said, what I bet. And this 156.5, that number is gone. I had this 181, this over 81 team total on here in red because I hadn't bet it when the show started, but I did bet this. So Golden State team total over. Well, actually, I didn't bet Golden State team total over. I bet the 5.5. That's what I bet. I bet 5.5. I think 5.5 is still available. This first game does start at 1 o'clock, so we got about an hour before this game starts. And we'll find out, I guess, within, a few minutes if oh man, if what's her name is gonna play? What's her name? Having a brain fart. If Tina Charles is gonna play is what I'm trying to say. But I bet 5.5. Golden State -5.5 is green. Really wanted to get there with the Aces. Like I said from yesterday, I didn't bet that. Didn't bet the under in this game either. But I think I would still probably go Dallas plus the points if I was betting that game. Somebody mentioned in the chat Las Vegas win margin, 1-10 win margin. I do think that that's a solid bet. So I'll leave that on the short list. Arike, always looking towards her under. Not always, but I think Arike Gumbawale goes under 17.5 points today. And Brittany Griner, I like that look under 11.5 points. And I kind of want to get there with Phoenix in some way, man. I do feel like it's going to be a breakout game for Phoenix here. So I don't know if it's first half. I don't know if you fade them longer as the game goes on. But I do want to kind of get there with Phoenix. I'm just not sure how I'll bet Phoenix. I'm going to do a little bit more research on that game and see if I can find a way to play on Phoenix. What else did we miss? If Angel Reese gets ruled out, I do think that, the Fever win that game by double digits. I would only be betting Dallas plus the points, even without Paige Beckers, but I think I'm going to stay off of that game. And Atlanta, Minnesota, I think could sneakily go over. I do think it could go potentially get up and over. You can get a 158.5, I think, out there. I think they got the potential to go over. Yeah. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. Oh, we also didn't talk about Jackie Young, her rebounds and assists. Totally forgot about Jackie Young. Who else gonna help out Asia Wilson? What's the number with Jackie Young rebounds and assists? We forgot that one. It's 8.5 today. She has gone under in back-to-back games. She gets a really good matchup today. Jackie Young, 4.5 assists. She's over in 4 of her last 5 games. 6 assists the last time that they played. Rebounds listed at 3.5. Had 5 and 2 in the first 2 games she played them. I think you could always add Jackie Young rebounds and assists. So that's something to look for as well. And that will be it, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Helm says, appreciate the show. Most consistent WNBA show on YouTube. Appreciate that, bro. Let's see. Mark says, ideally, you want the Lynx to not cover the first half and the live bet the second half. Hammer, I agree with that, Mark. Absolutely. Atlanta, I didn't add Atlanta first half on here, but I think Atlanta could potentially keep this close early. I do think they can keep it close early. I'm not going to add that to the list, but it will be something that I will have my eye on. You can get Atlanta plus 4.5 right now on Bet MGM at minus 110. So like that. Appreciate you, Mark, for tapping in as always. Appreciate you. I love us. Maddie says, would y'all take Jewel Lloyd after getting 0 points? Jewel Lloyd, but I can't go near Jewel Lloyd. Best of luck if you play her though, Magic. Because if I play her under, she'll mess around and have 20 points, especially against that Wings defense. So I'm gonna stay away from her. Love us, reminding people to smash the like button on the way out. It does help the channel if you guys could do that. And check out the resources if anybody's interested. jaXon, Outlier, Moneyballer, OddsJam, all those good things are listed in the description. Support the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. And I think it's 2 games tomorrow in the W as well. So we'll be back tomorrow. Got to figure out when I'm going to do the show. I am eventually going to get back into doing like early morning shows at like 7:30, 8 o'clock a.m. But I'll figure it out. And just have the notification bell on so you guys know when I go live. Best of luck on your action for today, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy your Sunday, man. I'm out.